What's going on, everybody? C4 here, and welcome to the newest episode of the NCAA 14 Rebuilds. And as voted on by you guys, kind of had to do a tiebreaker in the YouTube comments. We are doing the Michigan Wolverines. Toss up between Michigan and the U. But I stated in the last video, I kind of want to do Michigan because I just came off the heels of watching the All or Nothing Amazon special on the Michigan Wolverines. So I'm kind of familiar with a lot of these players. So as we enter year number 1, we get the preseason ranking of a number 9. And looking at our roster here real quick, we have a pretty solid roster now. We are using up-to-date rosters, even though there's some of these players that declared. Just to make it easier, I did the transfer of Shea Patterson. If you don't know, Shea Patterson is the very talented quarterback that was at Ole Miss, but has decided to transfer to Michigan. So he's an 86. That's why, even though we're using last year's rosters, you're not going to see, Wilton Spate here or John O'Corn, whomever, because those guys trash. Let's auto-reorder this, whatever. Okay, looking good here. We got Brandon Peters. Higdon, Karan Higdon will be our starting running back in a nice little tandem there with Chris Evans. We got Khaleke Hill at fullback. We have Tarik, Black, and Donovan Peoples-Jones, two of the most prolific freshman wide receiver from last season. Tarik Black got injured. If not, he would have had a pretty insane season as a freshman. Tight end here, we have Wheatley, who's an 85. All these guys are pretty young, too, for the most part, the skill position spots. Mason Cole, 91. We have Ben Bredson, 89. Right, the outside of that's not the strongest, but there you go, Philadelphia Eagle fans. John Runyon, the son of legendary Philadelphia Eagle John Runyon, is our starting right tackle, which is absolutely brilliant. We have Rashan, who's a 93 overall, one of the most dominant players in college. You could debatably say top 5 defensive player in college. We have Chase Vinovich, who had an excellent season last year in real life. Hopefully you can replicate that for us here. D-tackle, we have Mo Hurst, who, if he didn't have a heart issue, I think he went in the 6th round of the Raiders. If he didn't have that heart issue, probably would have been a bona fide first-round selection. We have Aubrey Solomon here, true freshman, 81. He's going to be an absolute animal. We have Khaleke Hudson, who used to be a safety. He's like a safety linebacker hybrid. We have Devin Bush, undersized, but still an animal. 2 good cover guys. Mike McCray, who I think went in like the 3rd or 4th round of the, I want to say the Chargers, but I can't remember at the top of my head. Where he went, but he's a really solid linebacker. Secondaries where we're young. We got 2 sophomores will be starting 83 and 80, Lavert Hill and David Long. Kindle here is a junior free safety and strong. We're pretty weak in the secondary. We have Quinn Nordine, who a lot of you people may know. He's the kicker that Jim Harbaugh slept over at when he was recruiting him. That's ridiculous. And they're a terrible punter. One of the worst punters going. But that is our starting roster. We'll just quickly sim through year 1 here and see what happens as we get rid of the actual seniors that went to the NFL. Alright, and at the end of the season, our first season, we finished 9-3, number 16 ranked. So that's a little bit better than, what actually happened with Michigan in real life. Not drastically better, not where we want to be. But considering we have an incredibly young team, things are still looking decent. Let's take a quick look back. Can we actually see who we lost to? I'm pretty sure there's a quicker way to do it. But we'll just look at these scores and schedules. So I know where we're at. Then we'll look at our team stats and then figure out where we're playing. So let's see. Week 15, we didn't play. Week 14, we lost. Oh, we did. We beat Ohio State. There you go. How come we? I don't know. That's pretty big. Because I know Ohio State was number 1 at the time. We're the only loss of the season. So there's a massive win. And it sucks when you lose to 6-6 Iowa. To be completely honest with you, we scraped by 1 point against Northwestern. We beat Nebraska. We lost to Michigan. I don't know what it is about Michigan State having Michigan's number. I know Michigan State's probably not 11-1 good, but no matter if Michigan State could be like the worst team in the NCAA, they'll probably beat Michigan. So there's 2 of our losses. And where's the big 3rd one? Who was able? Oh my God, we got massacred by Penn State. So kind of like what happened last season with Saquon Barkley going off against the Michigan Wolverines. But still finishing where we are. Like I said, young team. Most of our best players were like sophomores and stuff like that. So we're still a little optimistic. Shea Patterson on the season, 2,300 yards, 20 TDs, 7 picks. We are a run-first team, so it could be worse. Higdon. Why did Higdon not do so well? 69 yards, must have been hurt. Almost 900 yards, 8 TDs from Chris Evans. Receiving, nothing too crazy for Tarik Black or Donovan Peoples-Jones. Keoka Crawford, 7 TDs, led the team there. On the defensive side of the ball, we got 82 tackles, 13 tackles for loss from Mike McCray, 5 sacks from Rashan, 12 tackles for loss, 4.5 sacks for Mo Hurst, 10 tackles for loss. We have 2 picks for Long, Hudson, and Kittle. So no real superstars on our team. You have to look at that and just say, yeah, we have a bunch of solid players because, again, we're not a complete product. So I guess we'll take a quick view and see who won the Heisman Trophy, as well as find out what lane bowl that we're playing for, as we can get into year 2 sooner than later. Alright, so the Heisman Trophy went to Ronald Jones, Rojo, from USC, who had, we'll say, 1,700 yards on the season and 23 total touchdowns. Baker Mayfield was the runner-up. Royce Freeman coming in at 3, Josh Allen of Wyoming at 4, and Justice Hill of Oklahoma State at number 5. We are playing in the Outback Bowl against the Florida Gators, a rematch of the season opener in real life, as the number 16, 9-3 Michigan Wolverines take on the number 23 ranked 8-4 Florida Gators. I'm not gonna lie, won't be upset if we don't win that one. So we'll pop into this, sim it out, and then get into year 2. All right, got our first bowl win. Psych! Florida beat us by 1 point. Kind of frustrating. Duke Dawson had 7 tackles. Chris Evans had 130 yards and a touchdown for us. 2 picks for Shea Patterson. Did Duke Dawson get 2 picks? Anytime you lose to Malik Zaire, it's almost like inexcusable. Yeah, Duke Dawson had 2 interceptions on the day. Duke Dawson's a beast, getting ready for what will be a probably impressive season for the New England Patriots. I think it was their 2nd round pick. So like I said, probably the only bowl game, unless I play the Gators again in a meaningless bowl game, that I won't be truly upset if we do lose. But still ending the season with no bowl win kind of leaves us holding our you-know-what's in our hands. So hopefully we don't lose anyone too crazy in terms of juniors in the draft. If we do, maybe we can get them to come back. And yeah, be fully loaded, reloaded, get that training result. Everyone pretty much gets a +5, +6, +4. I think we're going to be a damn problem next. Alright, so our only junior that wanted to go to the NFL was Karan Higdon. And I actually kind of wanted to be our starter this year. So we're going to get him to come back. And very easy. But other than that, maybe we're losing Mo Hurst. Projected to go round 1 where he should have gone. Mason Cole, who I think went to the Arizona Cardinals in real life, was like a 4th round pick. Mike McCray, who we knew was leaving. Khalid Hill, our fullback's gone. And then, not really losing too much. As I stated, we are an incredibly young team. So that's why we weren't expecting anything too crazy out of last season. So I'm very happy that we're able to get Karan Higdon back. And now let's take a quick look at our recruiting class. So we finished with the number 2 recruiting class in the nation, only behind Oklahoma. Now, I try to make the first year of actual recruits real players, but I try to do it with just the 5 stars. And there's actually, according to my calculations, no 5-star recruits that they landed that the Michigan has. So we just got these regular guys. This guy looks like an animal. Pat Hodge, 6'7", 246, 80 overall base, 5-star, number 1 quarterback. Cam Newton, 2.0. We got here Adam Mason, 79 running back, 4-star. We got a 79 wide receiver, Nate Atkinson, 5-star wide receiver. We got the 3rd best tight end, 5-star tight end. Good tackles, but it's definitely headlined by that 6'7" animal of a quarterback who might see the field sooner than later if Shea Patterson decides to go to the NFL draft and we can't persuade him to come back to school. Alright, so as we pop into year number 2, here is going to be our roster as we open up number 17 for the season. Our depth chart looks as is. Shea Patterson is up to a 92 overall. We have pretty much depth here. And that is actually Christian McCaffrey's brother, Dylan McCaffrey, who is red shirt. But wait, we are gonna redshirt that freak 80 quarterback. Higdon's up to a 96, Evans 92, so we have a tremendous 1-2 punch. Tarik Black's a 93 sophomore. Peoples-Jones 94. Crawford 87. Our leading receiver returning. Wheely's a 91 tight end. Offensive line. Look at that. Stacked. Rashan Gary's a perfect 99. Chase Winovich is a 93. Brian Moan and Aubrey Salmon make up the interior with Mo Hurst going to the NFL draft. Hudson's a 91. Devin Bush is an 89. Furbush 83. Secondary got better. Lavert Hill's up to a 97. 87. 84 for David Long, 85 for Kennel, 82 for Medalist. So our secondary, which was really weak last year, is now looking somewhat formidable as we are trying to improve upon 9-3. Maybe get into the championship game. Fuck yeah, there you go, baby. Big Daddy Jim Harbaugh flexing on them. Undefeated, number 1 ranked Michigan, 12-0. Into the Big Ten championship against 9-3 Wisconsin. So we're not completely out the gate yet. And we're going to max out these skill trees. I think I actually might get an achievement. I've never maxed out a skill tree. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to get that one. We're going to get those 2. See, you know what I'm going to do actually? I like to reset. I like to get... come on, Harbaugh. Come on, Harbaugh. Do we have the sleeping over fucking badge here? Okay, we want those ones, and then I want to see if I get achievement by maxing out this one, which I think I do. Come on. Come on, give me an achievement. Give me that sweet gamer score. There we go, 70 Gs. I only did that straight for 70 Gs. I don't even want that. I'm simming for the most part. But when you go undefeated, you do what you want. You do what you want. Looking at our season stats on the year. Shea Patterson staying healthy, 2,500 passing yards, 35 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. That's beautiful. We got 1,200 yards, 10 TDs from Karan, Higdon, 710 from Chris Evans. That is a lethal combination, and we'll probably be able to get Chris Evans back next year as a starter. Shea Patterson also had 500 rushing yards. We got 1,000 yards, 12 TDs from Tarik Black. Outside of that, he's pretty much our main target. On the defensive side of things, we got 73 tackles from Khaleke, Hudson, 12 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, 72 tackles from Noah Furbish, 12 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, 4.5 sacks from Rashan Gary, 11 tackles for loss. We got 3 picks from Khaleke, Hudson, 2 from Long, 2 from Weston. And ultimately, our team's looking pretty goddamn dominant. So what we're going to do is just, obviously, we're only in year 2 of the 5-year rebuild. So we're just going to sim, but hopefully we can get that natty title and get some remnants of the UCLA rebuild where we won multiple championships. We made a dynasty within our 5-year period. And the Big Ten championship game, we flexed on them. 31-19 over Wisconsin. Give player of the game to Shea Patterson, who had a touchdown and a pick, but he also had a rushing touchdown. Karan Higdon probably should have got it with 122 yards, but it was a nice battle. Alex Hornibrook, Wisconsin is a decent quarterback there, but we are a perfect 13-0 as we await who we're going to play in the national championship game. That's year 2 of 5. And as we've been seeing, for some reason, during one of these rebuilds, some military school guy will win the Heisman Trophy. But here we got Malcolm Perry getting the award with Miles Gaskin at 2. Ronald Jones, last year's winner, coming number 3. Kerryon Johnson at number 4. And Bryce Lowe at 5. And running backs. No quarterbacks played like worth a damn. As we are now into the national championship game, we are taking on. We got bumped. We won our game. We got bumped. Okay. Taking on number 1 Washington Huskies, 13-0. They got Miles Gaskin. They got Jake Browning. I think that's who they have. Oh my God, Herbie's taking us because we feel disrespected. Straight up disrespected. Who did they beat? They beat USC. None of those teams look good. None of those teams look worth a damn. They beat USC, all right? We beat Notre Dame, Wisconsin, Michigan State, Iowa, Ohio State, Wisconsin again. They actually have Eason. Jacob Eason, the transfer from Georgia, will be their starting quarterback. They have Miles Gasker. Chico McClatcher actually looks pretty damn good. Okay. I see how it is. We got this stuff. Let's go! Suck on that. You're going to rob me of my number 1 spot? That's what happens. All right, Pac-12 sucks. 42-9. 42-9, they did the deal. 42-9. Who do we have to thank for that? Probably everyone. Probably a collaborative effort. Looks like Shea Patterson went off, and he's coming back next year. 4 touchdowns on the day for Shea Patterson. Miles Gaskin, credit to him, had a decent performance, but 4 touchdowns on the day. Chris Evans had 100 yards, 2 TDs. 100 yards for Karan Higdon. 2 touchdowns for Karan Higdon. Jesus, 100 yards. Woo-wee! Also, we got a sack from Rashan Gary. Got a sack. Did we get any picks? We got a pick from Washington. Just a dominant effort as we are just, we still got at least 1 more year of a complete team to challenge for back-to-back national championships. So this is going from a Michigan rebuild to a Michigan dynasty. And just to show how dominant of a season Shea Patterson had, the previous record for passing touchdowns in a season for a Michigan quarterback was 25. He got 40. 40! All right, this is a big one. I mean, I don't think we've yet to miss on convincing a player to return, but those are our 2 most explosive players on offense, so it would be great for them both to come back. And there we go. We got Shea Patterson to come back, and there we go. Chris Evans both coming back. We're losing Chase Vinovich, Karan Higdon, 92 Moan, or Monet, whatever, France. But again, we're losing a couple good players, but we're not having like these giant depleted classes. We're losing like 10, 15 plus players, which has happened from time to time, and we're able to retain these 2 players, which is a great start to the offseason. So here's how you exactly follow up winning the national championship. You have the number 1 recruiting class, get the second, we're tied for the most 5-star recruits. Good God. Fear Michigan. Go blue. All right, so as we get ready for Season 3, I need to quickly show you recruiting. Now that we have the Insta Recruit, which is the dopest thing to add and get, but it's at the final end of your scouting tree. We actually have a couple confirmed. We already have a 5-star tight end, and look at this thing. That's how we're describing a thing. Strong safety, 77 overall, 6'6", 205. That's like putting a goddamn defensive end to line up at safety for you. So we're already well on our way to repeating as the #1 recruiting class. And we're opening up at #1 in the standings. So looking at our roster, how does it stack up? Well, Shea Patterson back at the helm. He is a perfect 99. We have Brandon Peters here, 92. So we're going to be in good hands, too, after Shea Patterson declares. We got Chris Evans, 97 running back. We got Tarik Black, who's a 98. Crawford, who's a 90. And then just a bunch of going on. Donovan Peoples-Jones is not developing where I would expect him to. I thought right now he'd be one of the premier wide receivers, but he's not just that. 96 overall, Tyron Wheatley as he enters his senior season. We get a 92, 98, 92, 89. And John Runyon's actually the weak link on the offensive line, but a very strong offensive line. I would imagine one of the tops in college. Rashan Gary's here for his senior season. He's 99. We got Kempt here. We have the Canadian Luigi Villan. If you watch the Calgary Dino series, he is there. Aubrey Solomon's a 93 sophomore, or junior, sorry. 96 for Hudson, 93 for Bush, 87 for Singletary, 91 for Lavert Hill. And our safeties are looking pretty nice. 97 kicker, 2 special teams, getting the job done. But overall, top to bottom, a very well-rounded roster. And I expect, at minimum, to be playing in the Big Ten Championship once again. So following in the shoes of the UCLA rebuild, back-to-back conference championships again against Wisconsin. Pretty shocking that Wisconsin with only 1 loss is at number 12. I kind of actually want to take a peek here at what the standings are actually looking like. I'd say they're pretty funky. We got 2 undefeated teams. Us and Clemson have been the best 2 teams, but Clemson does have a tough matchup at Virginia Tech. Florida, one loss, and a couple 2-loss teams. Oh, that's... Do you ever think in your lifetime you'd see a 1-loss Alabama team be ranked at number 9? Thank you, glorious NCAA. But yeah, perfect season. Looking at our season stats, Shea Patterson almost rounded up 3,200 passing yards, 37 TDs to 5 picks. Running the ball, we got 1,100 yards, 15 touchdowns from Chris Evans, 7 touchdowns, and 650 from Shea Patterson. I don't really think he's that mobile of a quarterback, but we'll take it. Receiving, we got 58 catches for almost 1,100 yards and 13 touchdowns for Tarik Black. On the defensive side, 76 tackles, 20 tackles for loss, 6.5 sacks from Rashan Gary, 3 sacks from Luigi Villan, our Canadian dynamo, 3 picks from Lavert Hill, 2 from Hudson, 2 from Medalist. Overall, very dominant performance as we are now going to the conference championship game. I will say right now, just because this is probably gonna be the last year with this dynamic team. If we make the Natty, we'll pop in. We'll play with this team just a little bit. Beautiful back-to-back Big Ten championships. That's tough, man, going up against Jonathan Taylor in Wisconsin. But looking at it here, they're blowing us up. They're up 21. I think that was 21-3 at one point. But look, Chris Evans get a touchdown. We got 56-yard touchdown, Shea Patterson to Tarik Black. Another touchdown from Chris Evans. A bunch of efficient field goals. 2 passing touchdowns on the day. Here we go. We're going to the Natty. Hopefully we're taking on Clemson in the Battle of the Undefeateds. I'm excited to get into it. And look at the Heisman race. Shea Patterson so close, yet so far away, as Jack Lowry from Mizzou got it with 40 total touchdowns on the season. I think Shea Patterson had 41, I feel like. Maybe, no, 6. He had 38. He came number 2. Sam Darnold at 3. Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin at 4. And Hunter Johnson from Clemson at 5. But what we need to do, we get the Maxwell Award, very nice. And you got the Walter Camp Award, very nice. And Quinn Nordine, the best kicker, obviously. Are we playing Clemson? I want Clemson. I want a piece of that ass. And there we go, undefeateds. Number 1 Michigan, number 2 Clemson. Let's bring it. Let's do it. Let's see what they got. Let's see who they still have on their team. So they had a Heisman Trophy runner-up. Who they beat? Who they beat this year? All right. They beat Texas A&M, Florida State, Miami, Virginia Tech. I'm not going to lie, that's not that impressive, to be honest with you. Hunter Johnson, they have Tavian Feaster at running back, T. Higgins at wide receiver, Trey Lamar, Trayvon Mullen. All right, they got some dogs, but a lot of those premier defensive line guys would have gone to the NFL. I feel pretty confident that we're going to walk away with back-to-back national championship. Oh, opening kickoff! Martin, you go, boy. 82. What? I can't remember the last time I got an opening kickoff in Madden. So there we go. Nice little throwback. Setting the record, 100 total yards. Record. Oh my God! Just start waving the white flag already here, Dabo. Harbaugh, Big Daddy Harbaugh got you beat with them slacks. The Khaleke slacks. Oh, not a good pass. Not a good pass at all. Oh my God. This is what happens when you play Madden for like a month straight almost. And you get to the superior mechanics of this game. Oh. Oh, shut the front door. Oh, come on, let's go. I'm just going to run the ball from now on. 3 picks in the first half. We're going to let Chris Evans, the workhorse, the speedy workhorse, get the job done for us today. Oh, my God. It's laughable. That's 5 picks in the first half. Oh, my God. He was runner-up for the Heisman. That one there was not actually his fault. I was trying to throw the Hail Mary and I got hit as I was throwing it, but still, my God. Blake Bortles? Nathan Peterman? Alright, 3rd and 2. If you're thinking something for anticlimactic, you're not going to get it. This is going to be the most climatic running the clock out because we can't throw the ball you'll ever see. You're ever going to see this. They're not even calling their timeouts. They think, oh, they're just going to throw it eventually. They're banking on the turnover. Little do they know, we got a kicker that slept with our head coach. We're not going to get awkward with that. There's nothing wrong with it. And now our freshman, or I think he's Adam Mason, our 5-star from 2 years ago, I think he's going to finish off this drive. We're letting the clock roll down. I'm gambling. I'm gambling that we're going to get a touchdown here with no time left on the clock. And we're going to win this. Our offensive line is too dominant. As Chris Evans, literally with the most buggy-looking run, sets a school record for rushing touchdowns in a season. And probably gets Michigan back-to-back national championships with that score. There you go. They lift up old man Harbaugh with the Khalekes as the play of the game. Is the opening. Look at those pancakes as Martin takes it 100 yards through the house. I mean, you got to give shout out to Chris Evans. In his final collegiate game, breaks the rushing touchdown record in a single season for the Michigan Wolverines. I think we also, in this game, even though we threw 5 picks, Shea Patterson got the all-time passing yards in one season for a Michigan Wolverine as back-to-back national championships for Jim Harbaugh and the Wolverines. This is a dynasty. This is an absolute dynasty. And now it just goes on Clemson. We threw 5 picks, and they still only put up friggin' 14 points. Chris Evans gets player of the game. You know, we're in year 3, and we got 2 natties. Next year, there's going to be some turnover, but Brandon Evans is going to be probably 95. There's a chance we can make it 3 in a row. Let's get into it. Now, we kind of escaped the first couple players leaving with, you know, not a lot of significant numbers. This one is definitely going to sting. Hudson, 96 gone. Crawford, 90. We got a 91 in Hill, 93 Devin Bush, 92 Newsom, 96 Wheatley, 97 Evans, 98 Bredson, 99 Shea Patterson, 99 Rashan Gary. It's all going to be painful. Aubrey Solomon, whatever, 93 is a junior. Again, you know, high, it's pretty easy. Oh, you're still waiting your options, huh? Well, I guarantee that if you come back, you will be a 2nd-round pick. There you go. You just lied to them. Yeah, you can just bullshit them. They don't know. They're stupid teenagers for the most part. But there we go. Heavy turnover, but you know, we have a dynasty to uphold. 2 straight national championships. No excuses. We got to go 3 for 3. As season 4 opens up, we are once again the #1 team in the nation, and boy, have we earned it. I don't know why we always finish at number 2 if we start at number 1 and we never lose, but it is what it is. So looking at our roster here, no more Shea Patterson, so it is the Brandon Peters era. So if you watch Michigan football in real life this year, Brandon Peters was your late season savior, if you will. Our 6'7" monsters just sitting waiting. I'm probably, even though I don't know who's going to be the guy next year, to be honest with you, but I kind of want to play the 6'7" monster. But then also you get the Christian McCaffrey tie. I don't know. But Peters is our starter right now. He's a 96, so he's expected to lead this team at least at the minimum to another Big Ten championship game. No 90s at running back yet. We have Adam Mason is the starter. Wide receiver, we have Tarik Black, who's a 98. Tarik Black, 99. Martin, who's a 98. Donovan Peoples-Jones, who's a 91. McKeon is a 91 at tight end. Offensive line, we have 88, 89, 98, 88, 91. So again, very strong offensive line. Not as strong as last year, but still pretty damn good. Defensive end spots, we have Ron Johnson and Luigi Villain. Hopefully we'll go with Villain as the starter because, Canadians. Then we have Kemp at right end. Aubrey Solomon's a 98. Wasn't he the guy we had to convince to return? I think it was. James Hudson's a 92. We have Inman, who's a 90. Ross, 89. 91 for Singleton. Secondary is not the strongest. We have another Canadian. Benjamin St-Just is an 88 and 89. When you're really saying that this is not great, you're kind of nitpicking a little bit, or you had the standard that we set last season, but still is good enough to get the job done. A 90 free safety, an 87 strong safety. Quinn Ordine, the perfect 99. So, yeah, definitely not as strong, I would say, overall as last year, but I would not be surprised if, once again, we have full 99 offense, 99 defense grades. As, it all starts with at least getting to the Big Ten championship, where I feel like we should be pretty good. What's our conference outlook looking like? I've never used this before, because I actually have no idea what the Big Ten. So, let's see, we have all 99s. Ohio State is all 99s. Penn State looks pretty good. They're ranked. Michigan State looks pretty good. Okay. With the legends. Oh, Wisconsin's pretty good. Okay. Nebraska's not bad at all. All right, so it looks like maybe the first time in a long time the Big Ten, top to bottom, might be the strongest conference in football. Let's get into it. Fingers crossed. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who our quarterback is. 3 straight years, 12-0. I think that's 3 straight years we've played Wisconsin in the conference championship. We'll just sim this one because, we have all the confidence in the world that we'll make it 4 in a row. We're looking to make that 3rd national championship. But what we got to do here is look at our stats. Look at the season stats, first and fourth. See how Brandon Peters did. Mr. Brandon Peters getting his first start since he was a true freshman in real life, which makes no sense, but go with it. 3,000 passing yards, 44 touchdowns to 6 picks. We might have a Heisman Trophy winner on our hands. Adam Mason, 1,000 yards, 3 touchdowns. We get 11 touchdowns here from Joe Carter. 560 and 3 from Brandon Peters. So that's 47 touchdowns. 3,500 yards. He actually might win it, but let's be honest, it's probably going to be someone from a military school. Tarik Black, 54 catches, 1,000 yards, 16 touchdowns. That's outstanding numbers, outstanding production. On the defensive side, 73 tackles from Inman. He also had 16 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks. Led the team in sacks. Luigi Villain, the Canadian, 3.5 sacks as well. The interceptions, we got 2 from Inman, 2 from Powell, 2 from Nate. My God, Inman just leads everything. This guy's an animal, and he's a redshirt sophomore. He's an animal. He's the best. He's the best around. Nothing's ever gonna bring him down. So, you know what? Let's just do this damn thing. We're experienced. We're gonna make it 3-0. We're going for the hat trick. And what is to be an all-time classic? We are going to our 3rd straight national championship as we beat Wisconsin 48-45. Definitely the toughest test that they put up. They had Jonathan Taylor, 116 yards, 4 touchdowns, and Brandon Peters went off, proving his Heisman candidacy. 270 yards, 4 touchdowns on the day. Oh my God, look at that rushing numbers as well. Just utter dominance. Everyone got involved. All I can say, let's see who we're playing. Who are we gonna be playing? Is it Bama? It's probably gonna be Bama. Bring it. And the Heisman Trophy went to Chaz Surratt from North Carolina, who had 49 total touchdowns. I feel like our guy, Brandon Peters, had 52. We'll double check that, but there you go. You got your military school guy coming runner-up. Jonathan Taylor, Wisconsin. Josh Jackson, the quarterback, Virginia Tech. And then Peters coming in at 5, which I think is a blatant disrespect, as you got the Davey O'Brien. We got the center, got the best center, and the best offensive lineman award. So that's kind of cool, but let's see. The guy that won the Heisman had 3,800 yards and 49 touchdowns. What did we have? Because they count all your games, right? Like that bowl game would have counted. So he has 32 plus 6. So that's 3,900 yards. He has 3 rushing touchdowns, 48, 49, 50, 51. So he has more touchdowns, more yards than we lost. Great. Did we at least hold our number 1 ranking as we go? Hey, actually, there we go. We held our number 1 ranking, which has been something that's eluded us these past 2 seasons. So we are taking on number 2 Washington again. Battle of the undefeateds. See what Brandon Peters can do in his final game. Oh, sit down. Be humble. 3 in a row now. I didn't even know that existed. 3 in a row. National Championship Award. 37-35 and an all-time classic. My God. Undefeated 3 straight. Has that ever happened? I don't think that's ever happened. I don't know who Jones is, but Tarik Black for us, 6 catches, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day, 3 touchdowns for Brandon Peters in his final game in a Michigan uniform. We got 2 touchdowns from Mason. He'll better be coming back, but that's a good way for Tarik Black to go out. Probably going to be a first-round prospect, you know. But I don't know, man. This is unheard of. I thought the UCLA rebuild was going to be a rough one in terms of, you know, topping it. We're never gonna be able to top that. We had 2 national titles. We have 3 undefeated seasons and 3 national titles. We still got 1 more year left to go here. We gotta make it 4. We gotta go for 4. Come on, Harbaugh. Old dad pants. Old dad Khaleke pants. We got it. We gotta do this. Unbelievable. Bear Bryant? No, more like Jim Harbaugh with 4 eyes. Okay? 4 eyes, 3 hearts, 1 stone. Can't lose. That's definitely how it goes, right? Time for the players that are leaving. So we're starting out with 2 guys that want to leave early. Okay, Jordan Anthony, you just won all these things. Don't you need a damn education? Same with you, Hudson. Thank you for coming back. Don't even need to worry about it. But look at what we're losing in terms of our senior class. Aubrey Solomon, 98. Brandon Peters, the rightful Heisman Trophy winner, 99. Tarik Black, who broke all of the major receiving records for a career at Michigan. Most receiving yards in a season, Tarik Black. Most receiving yards in a career, Tarik Black. Most receiving touchdowns in a career, Tarik Black. And we have to find a way to replicate that. We're losing the best offensive lineman in football, Cesar Ruiz. Best kicker in football, Quinn Nordin's gone. Oh, it's going to be tough to make the 4-piece. We can do it. Alright, so as we get to our 5th and final season, open up with that number 1 ranking, but this has probably been the toughest roster turnover that we've had to deal with thus far. Pat Hodge is going to be our starter, this 6'7" animal with 92 speed. This is the greatest quarterback prospect I think I've ever seen, just beating out Dylan McCaffrey for the starting gig. We're going to have Adam Mason as our starting running back. He's a 95. Partner with Joe Carter, who's a 94. We have a 92. We're going 3 deep at running back. We got a 99 Oliver Martin, who came up big in the game that you would have saw. 92 for Atkinson. Tight ends 85. Offensive line, we got 93, 81, 93, 93, 94. So the stronger the offensive line, the better we do. And this is a stronger offensive line than what we had last season. Maybe the strongest offensive line we've had so far. The defensive side, Luigi Villan, the Canadian assassin, 95. We're going to probably put Irvin Bay here at other defensive end. Come on. Come on. We got Irving Bay instead of... Oh, we were mixing them up. How about this? There you go. Irvin Bay. So we have a 94 and a 95 at defensive end. We got 97, 94, 91 at D tackle. 95 outside linebacker in Inman. 94 inside linebacker in Ross. 96 outside linebacker in Singleton. This defense is terrifying. 2 92s at corner, a 96 at free safety, a 92 at strong safety. We very well could get full straight. So here we are at the end of our final season, and we're number 2 ranked. We're 10-2. Very surprising that a 2-loss team is this high. We're playing Northwestern in the conference championship game, so we should feel very confident heading to that one. Look at our season stats here. Pat Hodge, 3,100 yards, 39 touchdowns with 6 picks. This guy's an animal. Got 600, almost 700 yards, 6 touchdowns. We got 1,300 yards, 12 TDs from Mason, 811 from Carter, so really, really balanced there. 66 catches, 1,100 yards, 11 TDs for Martin at wide receiver. And on the defensive side, we had 80 tackles from Singleton. We also had 16 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks. Irving Bay, 27 tackles for loss, 10.5 sacks is absurd. 3 picks from the Canadian Benjamin St. Juste. So we got production from everywhere. And now it's all about making it 4 in a row. But first, we got to get through 7 and 5. Northwestern, I'm not. Oh my God, we got rocked. 41-21. Northwestern just demolished Michigan. No respect whatsoever for the dynasty. And we got rocked. Absolutely rocked. That's just embarrassing. So we're probably going to get stuck in a bad bowl game. I don't know. It is what it is. Not the best way to end this. So the Heisman Trophy went to Chase Bryce from Clemson. No one knows who that is, but he had 50 touchdowns on the year. So congratulations. And with our one loss well, not one loss, but we lost more than that. But the loss in the Big Ten Championship, we are now number 12, dropping 10 spots, 10-3. We'll be taking on number 22 LSU in the Outback Bowl, which is I'm not playing. All right, we're finishing it as my kid just burst into the room because this is the end. You know, you might as well. This is kidding me. So this is child's play as we beat LSU 42-21 in the Outback Bowl in the final game of what has been the most successful NCAA 14 rebuild we've seen. Tyson, can you say how many touchdowns our guy got? No, he can't because he does not know numbers yet, but 335 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. Oh my God, he's destroying my room. But there you go, everybody. Oh, don't touch my fantasy football trophy. I'd like to thank everyone for watching the newest episode of the NCAA 14 Rebuilds. As always, leave whatever team you want to see next in the comments. Could it be the U? Could it be Notre Dame? Could it be someone else we're not thinking of? Let me know. Come on, buddy. Come here, buddy. You want to say bye-bye? You want to say bye-bye? We got to wrap it up. Come here. This is where face cam would be like, oh, he's so cute, and then I'd get a bunch of new girl subscribers and stuff. But thank you for watching, and like I said, as always, let me know in the comment section below what team you want to see. If it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid of that subscribe button. Can you say subscribe? No. Camera shot. You always talking to the mic when it's off. What else we gotta say? Well, overall though, this Michigan Dynasty, the best we've ever done. 3 straight, not only Big Ten championships, but 3 straight national championships. So this might be the rebuild of all NCAA rebuilds, but that does it for me today, guys. Thank you for watching, and until next time, from Big T, Tyson, I'd say thank you and peace out.